Right, good morning and welcome back. Amazing music there by Sikiza, and they're bringing us to this segment now. And it's Thursday, so every Thursday we talk about entrepreneurship, small, medium enterprises, and also innovation, because we seek to inspire you to go to the next level, to start your own thing, to show you that you can do your own thing and it can work. The big idea is for you to start. And so today we have several people who amazing innovations, and I want you to join into the conversation. It's quite simple, really. You go to the hashtag Power Breakfast on Twitter and talk to us with your questions, your views, your comments, and your suggestions as well. That hashtag again is Power Breakfast, and our SMS lines are open as well. You can talk to us on 22422. All right, so right here you can see there's a keyboard. It's being set up here. The gentleman here is going to be coming to explain to us a little bit later on what exactly is going on. But before we go on, I'll toss it first over to Ms. Fine. Thank you, Pale Kirigongaro.
All right, thank you very much, Phyllis. And like you said, this morning we're focusing on innovative minds. We have quite a lot going on. And maybe we'll start with Brenda. Very good morning to you. Thanks for coming. Maybe you can tell us who you are and where you're from.
Oh, my name is Brenda Ann. I'm from Kisumu County. But here today I have a vertical garden system.
Vertical garden system, sorry. What exactly prompted, the need to come up with this?
Just the idea of having to eat vegetables grown along the sewer lines. It's not very healthy, and mostly for people living in the urban areas. So we decided to come up with something different from the sack, something a bit presentable, something that can have an aesthetic value in your balcony, something you can use even if you don't have space, but still you have a lot.
When did you come up with this idea?
That was last year around June.
Okay, yes. Okay. So it's only been now going to a year.
Yeah,
since
it's almost a year.
Came up with this.
Yes.
And it's pretty simple, right? Because what I'm seeing here is these are pipes, right, that you've cut out holes. Then there's some form of ladder. Chuma, metal, right?
This is aluminium.
Aluminium?
Yes.
Right? And then I'm seeing like there's a solar grid here, right? Explain to us the mechanism. And of course I'm seeing like a bucket there and pipes.
Yeah, so this system, it's an automated system. Okay. You can actually irrigate your farm using your phone from anywhere in the world. The solar panel is simply to power it up so that you don't have to use electricity. Yes, so the bucket has water, and the water is mixed with manure inside. So the moment you power it up, you switch on the pump, then the water flows through the pipes.
Let's see how you do that with the phone, because I'd want to, when you say you can do it from anywhere around the world, you can irrigate it, how exactly does that work? I'd want to see what exactly you're doing.
Okay,
so you have an app?
Yes, we have an app that we developed, the app. It's programmed in a way that you can use it on your system. Yeah, and this is the app. Okay. Yes.
No, I don't think I can see. Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the first of it.
Yes.
You have the pump on, the pump off. On, if in case you want to have some garden lights.
Yes.
You can also do that.
Okay.
So that you can switch on your lights at night, and in the evening you switch it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pump on.
Yes. Let me just. Sorry.
So when you say pump on, ideally that we should see water going through.
Yes, ideally you should see water going through the pipes.
Let's try and see whether. That's very interesting. Okay, we'll come back to that as you sort it out. Yeah. There's an issue of the soil, right? When you farm, you have to keep changing soil, right? Because it loses its nutrients and it loses its nutrients more so. How do you do that with it, or what happens here?
When you come to do the installation, the first step will bring you soil that is premixed with manure, and we use goat manure or chicken because it's the best. Then with time, we'll tell you, as time goes by, you'll be adding a little bit of manure, but we encourage our clients to actually go organic. Yes, it's pure organic.
Okay. Yes. And what can I grow on this?
You can actually grow spinach.
Yeah, because I can see here we have spinach.
Yes, you can do lettuce.
There's lettuce here.
You can do broccolis.
Down here.
Yes, you can do pepper. This is bullet pepper. Then you can actually grow onions.
Down there.
Yes, you can do capsicum.
I'm just wondering, and I'm sure our viewer at home is wondering, the size. You know, you said I can grow capsicum.
Yes.
How big will it be? Will it be, because I'm looking at this hole, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering, does this spinach grow? Does it become big like what we're used to in the market? Or is it, you know, something I'm doing for my own consumption?
It actually grows as big as the ones you see in the market. And even the capsicum, the plant itself will reach above this height. Then you'll have your fruits from it. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, and we'll be right back because I really want to see how that pump works. Okay. So let's now head over to Willis Raburu, where he's with some other gentlemen to explain what exactly is going on.
All right, so yes, like we say, it's different innovations that are going on here, and there's a very interesting one. If you can see it down here, it is well, let me let the one who made it introduce it and tell us about it. So introduce yourself and tell us about this great innovation.
So my name is Peter Mbiria from Nairobi, and I went to school to Technical University of Kenya. And what we have here is Econ wheelchair. I call it Econ wheelchair.
Sorry?
Econ.
Econ, all right.
Short for electric convertible wheelchair.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
So basically, what is different with this Econ wheelchair and the other? What makes it an amazing innovation?
So a little bit of its background. I had a friend who was like us, but she had arthritis of the legs, and she ended up using a wheelchair. And I really wanted to help her out. And I went out to the internet to check the proper type of wheelchair that can really aid her to go back to her normal life.
Right.
And it was pretty hard to get because the ones that are there in the market are made for specific purposes. If it's you find that some are made to be used inside the house, some are used for external purposes only, and there's no one wheelchair that can do all that. That is going upstairs, downstairs, moving on a flat surface, as well as on a very rugged terrain, like here in Kenya, like rural areas. So that's when I began designing a wheelchair. That is back in 2011. And
that's 2011, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it took me like 2.5 years to design only, and 4 months to fabricate what you can see here now. So the purpose of fabricating was to test the idea, check the defects and the drawbacks it will bring, and then modify it. So this the first stage is the prototype. So I'm already designing the next version, which will be a little bit bigger with better materials. Yeah.
Sure. So let's see exactly how it works. So you say this can, your vision, if I'm getting this right, is that at the end of the day you want Ipande stairs.
Yes.
It goes to the rugged terrain.
Exactly.
So basically giving the person in the wheelchair
almost all the freedom that we have ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how it works.
So I'll turn it on. So the first thing that I'll show you is the auto balancing feature. So if I lift
the balancing feature. Okay.
Yes, auto balancing. So I don't have to keep on adjusting somewhere to balance the seat. It's automatic.
Oh, so it moves according to
the level of the ground. So if the level shifts, the person or the user remains at level, or the base shifts. It can as well twist.
So like, okay, if it's like making a
on a rugged terrain,
so on a very stone that makes the ground unlevel.
Yes.
Okay.
And finally, it's an all-wheel wheelchair. It's like a 4x4 vehicle on a wheelchair, and it moves on a on all set of wheels. So these are tri-wheels, and I'll give a demo when it is going up the ramp. So I'll make it move forward. So it's a little bit slow because it's single gear.
Okay.
Yeah. Slow but sure.
All right.
And then it steers on all fours. Like I can make it stop right now, and then I can make it steer this way.
Ah, okay. So basically, the person who will be sitting there is the one who's controlling it.
Yes, entirely.
And what about the descent?
I'll just show you right now. So I'll make it move the way it is steered.
Okay.
So I'll make it move forward. You can see the seat is
adjusting.
Yes. Although it has some errors here and there. So those are things that need to be taken care of. Yeah.
So it can move, like it's making, it can actually make like a turn without
a tight turn.
A tight turn.
Yes.
All right. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So you said it took you 2.5 years to
just design.
Just design it, and then
on paper.
So you made the parts and stuff without giving away a lot.
Yeah, just use the electronic waste around.
Just electronic waste.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the next step? What are you going to do? What's the next step now from here?
So since I've seen the parts that are likely to fail, so my next step is to create a better version of this, of which it will be much compact to fit on the normal doors around here locally, and make it like user friendly, because as you can see, this one I've got so many wires protruding, and I'll make it very user friendly and very what do you say it, very usable.
Very usable.
Yes.
And also, of course, it's going to take a bit of cost, you know, to develop something like this. So,
yes.
What are you doing? Are you looking into partnerships, or what's the idea?
So one of the things that have really hindered me is the costs, the finance, because to go to the next step I need like 2.5 million, because some parts like the motors and the controllers are not available here locally, so I'll have to import them. And besides importing the parts, I'll need tools, so those things don't come in cheaply, so I'll have like to heavily invest. And if I can find somebody who believes in this idea, I'll be really happy to help somebody out there who doesn't have the ability to work like us. So
if this is 2.5 to set up the actual wheelchair?
Yes.
The actual wheelchair?
Yes, the very first one, not like
like a prototype of.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Interesting. All right, so we'll come back, of course, to ask more questions and see as well. Invite you guys to keep asking us questions using the hashtag Power Breakfast, and also 22422. Our SMS lines are open. I'm sure there are a lot of questions about this. So we'll come back and talk to you as well. So I don't know. Is good? Can you go?
No. Sadly, network problems, so we cannot be able to connect to that. But we're just chatting here with Brenda, and I was asking her, okay, so what happens after I have done my first harvest? So maybe you can explain to us what exactly goes on, because I'm thinking, how do we move on? And then, you know, there's also the issue, like we said, of the soil losing its nutrients. So two questions: what happens after we harvest this? And then secondly, is this like the conventional farm where you have to change? If you grew onions this quarter, next quarter you grow maize, then the other quarter you grow
something different. Yes. After the first harvest, you'll just add manure, then you do your second harvest and the third harvest.
Okay.
Then after the third harvest, you'll actually uproot with the roots.
So
the whole of it.
Okay.
Yes. Then we'll add manure. After adding manure, we'll advise you, definitely, if you had let's say this is spinach, next round it will be good to have your onions up here and something different.
Okay.
Yes, you do crop rotation on it.
Okay, so we alternate.
Yes.
All right. I'm just wondering, and I don't know that I asked you this question, how did you come up with this idea? As in, how did you just sit down and say, you know what, let's try and see whether we can farm through pipes?
Yeah, just as I'd said earlier, we thought of something different. Many people have been complaining in the urban cities that one, they are eating a lot of vegetables that are contaminated, they are grown along the sewer lines. Somebody says, I don't have space because I'm staying in an apartment.
Yes.
I'm in the 6th floor. I cannot grow anything. I cannot have my kitchen garden. So we thought, let's come up with something different, and basically the sacks also take a big space.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is more for the people who live in small spaces. Is it for making money, or is it just for personal consumption?
If you take a bigger version of it, then you can go commercial. Yes, but then if you have a small family, it can still serve you for your meals.
So this is basically family consumption.
Like this one is family consumption.
This is family consumption.
Yes.
All right, very interesting. Willis, on your end?
Yes.
Feedback? Anything? 22422?
Yes, I'm also just checking the hashtag, and we're going to get the iPod shortly so that we can go ahead and check the SMS feedback. But there's also another innovation here, and allow this gentleman to just explain to us hii sasa ni nini na inafanya kazi vipi.
Okay, kwa majina mi kwanza ni Muigai Bernard, commonly known as Topaz.
Now, this is just one of our innovations, and it's actually a petrol pricing display.
Petrol pricing.
Petrol pricing display. If you look around, if you look around in most petrol stations that you will find, there are some that have LEDs, but most of them use manual methods of changing the digits. When you say manual, you mean? I mean that one, it's not displaying. First of all, it's not even appealing. Secondly, then someone has to go up the pylon, remove a sticker. They have a digit that looks like 8, and then now they just zebra the part they don't want it to be seen. So that if you want to display 6, they just zebra one side. Problem is, even those things that funika that place usually get lost most often, and therefore we are just coming up. I mean, we just saw that and we decided let's come up with something that can be able to reach out to the market. Alternatively, there are some farms of oil farms that can afford to buy imported ones that are very expensive. But local petrol stations that are, the small businesses cannot afford that, and therefore we came up with a Kenyan-made way of being able to reach out to them and be able to help them also advertise their businesses and display their prices in a visible way without losing time in terms of going up the ladder. So how does it work? So this is connected to the keyboard, is it? Yeah, it's not normally connected. You just connect it at the moment when you want to change the price. You want to change, okay. Yeah, when you want to change the price. For instance, probably if petrol is 78.90 and probably it goes up by 2 shillings, so just give me a price and I will just keep it. And that's why now we plug in our keyboard. Once we plug in our keyboard, then we can now come and type. To type, there's usually a button we place at the bottom. And when you press that button, everything clears. And once it has cleared, now you can type in the new price. Can you give me a price? Yeah, the new price of petrol is 270. 270. Yes. Like that. That becomes the price displayed. Yeah. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple way. Your solution is the guys don't have to go up. They don't have to go up. If you look at the cable that comes from the sign, from the price downwards, this one can even reach the bottom. So you only need to key in at the bottom. Yeah. And that makes it quite usable, quite friendly. It's also very cheap because it's we have made it locally and we are able to bring prices very low. Another advantage is that in terms of maintenance, which is usually a problem with things imported, is that if you import something, when it gets spoiled, you'll either have to look for someone who never trained in it to try and see whether he can be able to solve the problem, and if he cannot, you have to buy a new one. But once, because it's us who have built it, it's very easy for you to just call us and we just come and do maintenance. We can even come and replace and give you a new one because it's local. We have all the materials ready. And how long did it take you to build this, and what kind of costs were we looking at? Maybe if somebody sat down to buy this. To begin the design, someone gave me the idea and I began designing the electronic circuit and the software that runs it in 2013. And the first version only came out in 2014 July. That's when we were able to come up with a prototype that at least can work, so that we can be able to look for an investor who can bring in money. And after some time, we continued now looking for the investor with the prototype, and we met another friend of mine, probably he's watching, congrats to you, and he came in and was able to input some cash, and we were able now to make these boards more professionally, because as you can see, probably I would show you a demonstration. When we do it locally, the oldest method of anybody who is building electronics is using this kind of PCB, which is usually tayari imeshawekwa mashimo. You just come and plug in everything, and then you have to use a lot of jumpers. Then we go to the next process where after learning how to etch, I started designing my own circuit boards and started building them. And this is now like the advancement of this. But then we come now to even a more advanced method of doing something, and this can only happen if you're doing in mass scale production. If you're doing in mass production, that's the only time you can be able to produce them in this quantity and be able to sell them. For instance, this is just a chaser that costs 500 shillings.
A chaser.
Yeah, a chaser. It's a chaser. It can be able to chase like the lights. If you want that one to light, that one off, that one on, and different patterns, and it has software in it. If I were to do it on this one, I would sell you at over 1,000 shillings. But when I do it on this one, I'm able to sell it cheaply because I'm able to do it in mass production. And therefore, those are some of the advantages of doing that.
All right, so of course we can come back to you because I still have a few questions about production. So just like I was asking my brother here. So there's another interesting gadget, I think I'll call it. Is it okay if I call it a gadget? Even as you're still working on making it. So tell us about it before we probably get a demonstration.
So the physical look first. It looks like the human DNA, the human DNA structure, and that's the name music DNA. So what it does, it takes the DNA of the music, which is now the music frequencies, analyzes them, then gives an output of different varying levels of lighting depending on the music. So we are just waiting for music to see it responding.
Alright, I don't know, is the music set up, Robert? Not yet. Alright, so we're going to find out, and I see it's already lighting here. It will be interesting to see the color. I don't know, something about playing it from the other side, but we're going to work that out. But before we do so, I'll take some feedback. And it's lighting up. Yeah, it's changing a little bit. I see there's pink over there. Okay, just look at some questions here. So somebody's asking Topaz, can somebody update the price on display from a mobile phone, like via an app or an SMS?
Actually, that is the next version that we are coming out with. The only hindrance is that we need first of all to finish what we have already built beforehand. But starting to build the app, we have already started building it. Actually, I have tested it on Bluetooth, and now I want to do it on Wi-Fi. Because I found that Bluetooth also has challenges in terms of forming a network of Bluetooth. It's easier to form a network of Wi-Fi so that you can upload all at once. You don't need to do it one. So that we can upload all at once.
All right. So of course that's another question. That was a question asked by Habbies, and then there's somebody asking here, and who's this? Turaski, saying, this is Brenda, since we are using pipes, is there a risk of bisphenol A due to the plastic pipe? I don't know what that means.
That's to you, Brenda.
Yes.
No, not in
this.
Yeah.
And then there's also another question for you I saw here. Yes, isn't that vertical garden expensive? I mean, with the solar and aluminium stand and water pipes, that is at Demora 97.
No, I will not say it's expensive, because it's a one-off thing, but after that your harvest and the benefits you're going to get are going to be enormous. And again,
you can tell them how much
the solar is not like standard for every client. It's only for the clients who would want to have it automated. Yes, so the solar part of it, or the automation, is a different package from the vertical system.
So you can just get, if you maybe don't want the automation, if you can do it yourself, you can do without the solar.
Yes, you can do it without the solar.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is how much?
This goes for 16,000.
16,000.
Minus the automation.
Okay.
Yes.
Plus the automation, how much?
Automation module is 25,000.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to be the whole thing 25,000.
No, 25 plus 16.
Oh, 25 plus 16.
Yes.
Okay. All right then. Yeah. Interesting. I know someone else had sent a message. The Ngosi saying Kenya has great minds. I wish the government would have faith in Kenyans. There's someone else who was asking about the app. Ask Bernard to share the app to be downloaded to effect it, but maybe you can explain to us about the app, because it's not one that you get in the Play Store or in your iOS store.
Yes. Actually, you cannot download it. You have to get it from us.
Okay.
And if we sell this to a client with the app, then you go to the client and try to do the same thing. You cannot use it on your farm. Yes, it's specific to that single unit,
the one that I've bought.
Yes.
Okay. So you cannot download
you cannot download it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Willis, do you have anything else?
Yes, just more feedback here, and there's Irene Christina saying, I love such innovative minds. Kudos to Citizen TV Kenya for giving such people a chance to showcase their ideas at the Ngosi, or do we say the Ngosi, depending on the school you're into. Kenya has great minds. Wow, I wish the government would have faith in Kenyans And I think you answered that question about ask Brenda to share the app so that it can be downloaded. Yeah, that question was asked again. And of course, Missy Mary also saying, those guys are so creative. I love the spirit in them. Maybe a question I can ask you toppers as well is about how much will it now cost if somebody is going to take that, like he said his is 2.5 million. How much will it cost for you to get this actually on the petrol boards? And is it only designed specifically for that?
Yeah, specifically this one is designed for petrol stations, but inside, you see these digits, they're 5. These digits are made individually, meaning that if I were asked by somebody to fabricate a clock, a digital clock, I would still use the same things to display a clock, which is something that we have already done, but we haven't thought of making it commercial for the time being. So right now we are still sticking to the petrol station, and we have already etched several, we have a number of these PCBs ready, waiting just to be deployed. The other question was how much
would it
cost to
produce one?
To sell one. Yeah, if someone wants to buy this one for his petrol station, a pair only costs 40,000 shillings, but also depends, if they are two different colors, normally red and white. Red is normally a little bit cheaper than white, so depending on what he wants or she wants, we can be able to come up with a good price. And then probably after that, maybe in terms of whether they want us to fix it or they want somebody to fix it for them, because we also have a manual for that. If somebody wants to do it for themselves, or if somebody wants to be a reseller, probably he builds petrol stations but doesn't have such kind of boards. Therefore, they can come to us, we can outsource to them, and then they can outsource to us, and then we can give them the manual. They can be able to do it for themselves if they have the electricians.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Of course. So, any luck on?
So I say the pair. I didn't finish.
Oh, sorry.
The pair is actually 40,000. A pair means when you look at the one written petrol.
Yes.
It's a pair because it's one on this side, the other one on this side. Then you come to diesel, there's one on this side, another one on this side. Then to kerosene, one on this side, one on this side. So it's normally better to quote as a pair rather than a petrol station, because some don't have kerosene, some have.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Come along and let's try to see that even as we wrap up. So
just place it here.
Okay.
So I'll use small speakers here, laptop speakers. Just display them there. So I'm taking the output from the speakers.
Okay.
Then I'll feed it here. Let me just connect it here.
All right. So this is different. So what you're doing is putting the output, right?
Yeah, so giving it music for it to respond.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so it's like making the music visible.
All right.
So they can be able to see the music itself. So I'll power it. Sorry. Then let's see.
There's got to be more than going back and forth. Doing right, doing wrong. 'Cause we were taught that's who we are. Come on, get in line right behind me. You along with everybody.
So that's what it's doing. It's picking the beat.
Yeah. So you can actually follow the beat and can change as well the colors. Yeah.
So how was this done? Like what prompted you to make this? What prompted you to make this? Are you a music lover?
Well, I love music, but I wanted to explore more of music. Apart from listening, I wanted to see what else I can do with the music. So this is what came in my mind, and I wanted something that I can see, like sing the music. And in a dark environment, it changes the entire environment into music-driven environment. So it gives you a 3D pleasure of enjoying music. So you get to enjoy the music in a different whole new manner.
So is this done? Like, is this a final product?
Yes.
This cannot be sold. This is okay.
Yes. In fact, there's one I'm making for client who saw it and ordered it immediately.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so how much does it go for?
So for this one is 12,500 because of its ability to be programmed. So it can be customized to the color that you desire. If you want like solid colors like red only, that's what it can do. And if you want like pure mixture of colors, you can as well do that. Yeah.
Alright, very interesting.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Alright, talking about Kirigo as well. Interesting music.
Okay, I'm not too sure what's going on because I just had my name being called. But okay, thank you, Brenda, for coming this morning. You know, for those people who are wondering where they can get you, how do we go about, you know, getting in touch with you?
Well, we have an office at Kirichwa Road, that is off Ngong Road, at a place called Creatives Garage.
Okay.
Just opposite Light Academy.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right, then, well, you know where they are and you'll be able to get them. Fantastic idea. And thank you so much for coming to share with us this. I think I'll get one. I think for my vegetables.
For vegetables.
Healthy living, healthy living.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Phyllis?
All right, and of course, what about you? How can guys get in touch with you? I want to find you.
Well, let's give up my number. I'm located in Langata, and can I give my number?
I don't know if you want to give it. What about Facebook?
Yes, so Facebook is Peter Mbiria, Mbiria. Twitter Mbiria1, Mbiria1, and their Instagram Peter Mbiria.
Yeah, we'll go all over. Topaz.
Yes. Yeah, where can you find me?
Yes.
Okay, we have an office specifically for this displays at town near a place called New Sunbeam House, and we are at 2nd floor. Alternatively, they can find me. I have a workshop in a place called Ongatarwangai, a place called Rimpa. Alternatively, they can find my partner along River Road. The best place maybe to meet us is by a phone also, because we are there. But he said that we need to give social media. So maybe my social media is you can visit me at Ben Topaz Muigai at that's Facebook. You can also go to Topaz Digital Solutions, Digital Hackers, sorry. Topaz Digital Hackers, I'm yet to update the name that I've registered. Yeah, Topaz Digital Hackers, which is at Facebook. If you just come here, there, like, or you befriend me, then after that you can like my page.
Take the conversation to the next level.
Yeah.
Alright, because thank you guys so much for coming and showing the people that you can start it on your own and you can make it by starting in any way. Of course, the next step, we do hope that I guess you get the funding and move these things to the next level and grow your business as well. So thank you guys for coming. We come to the end of the Power Breakfast Show, and again, thank you for everybody for coming. My name is Ulu Saburu, reminding you as always that successful people look like you and Manchester United. Have a wonderful day.